All right, friends. Well, a lot has changed in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes over the last year with the new era system, and even more is changing with the new Republic era coming to the game. What I want to talk about specifically today is valuations of materials. We're not going to be talking about specific packs, though I will be using specific packs as an example. This is more about an understanding of the value of the material, which is useful for free to play players, for casual spenders, and for whales alike. So stay tuned and let's get into it. Okay, so let's throw ourselves on over to the game and kind of give you the reasoning behind this video. Essentially, the new Omega battles just hit the game. They just hit live for the first time. You see our Jakku Omega battle. And what's really nice is that at tier 2, instead of one Omega, you're getting 10 Omegas. And at tier 3, instead of, well, I guess there was nothing here before. You are getting three Zetas. But the interesting thing here is that the refresh cost of those three Zetas is 200 crystals, which brings the valuation down on a Zeta material to 66 crystals per Zeta. And for those Omegas, we're bringing the valuation down from 100 crystals per Omega down to 15 crystals per Omega. Now, these Omega battles are not uh, available all the time, but they do happen multiple times per month. So it does mean we have to take that into consideration when we're talking about what packs may or may not be worth purchasing for a player, especially for players at different levels. If you are a free to play player moving much more slowly, refreshing this may be all you literally need to catch up on Zetas. Where if you are a major whale in the game, this might not be enough to satiate you. I honestly don't even know how many times it can be refreshed. Let's find out. Oh, well, I guess it doubles at that point, bringing it up to from 160 or from 66 up to about 130, which is still well below our limits before. So if you are a major whale, this is probably a much better option to do twice in the 3 or 4 times a month that this comes around. Now, what does this mean for packs? I will show you. What I have done on my value charts on the members version as well as on the free version in my material value sheet, I have gone through and for the, where are they? Zeta and Omega materials, I had Omega materials at 100 crystals per material. I am reducing it down to 30. Again, I know that the refresh cost on this event is 15, but we are essentially doubling it here, just to kind of keep in mind the understanding that if you are in a crazy Omega crunch and these are not consistently and constantly available, you probably are going to need to value them just a little bit higher. The same thing for Zetas. The store value on a Zeta is 228 crystals per Zeta. Some people were valuing them as low as 165 crystals per Zeta or $1 per Zeta material. We are now reducing that down to 100 crystals per Zeta. Again, the refresh cost on this specific event is 66 crystals. I do think that this is a pretty fair valuation given the fire sale that we have seen on Zetas in the very recent past and where we will see them going forward. Now, what does this mean for a lot of packs in the game? If we were to look at ability materials, this Zeta supply bundle, as an example, only has a 21% value increase over where it was previously. And if we were to look at where it was previously, let's take 228. it was an insane value, right? 160% value increase down to a 20% value increase. Effectively, what this means is that pretty much any pack that relied on Zetas in order to increase or pad the valuation, or any pack that added a lot of Omegas to it that maybe a lot of the players who are at the end game didn't really need, are going to end up losing a lot of value here. I anticipate that anything in this ability material area is probably just going to be for whales at this point who need things at a rate much, much higher than the average player. We look at this Zeta Mastery pack and we see, hey, we still get a great valuation if we get that 1% hit. But for 99% of the time, we are either losing value or we are only getting a very small amount of value. Our value increase on the expected value here is negative 35%. And I imagine that if I go to pretty much any of these Zeta packs, I am probably going to see a very similar trend happening here, right? That 1% valuation on the Zeta amplifier catch, still nice 203% value, super awesome, but that's 1% of the time. 5% of the time, this might be worth it. 95% of the time probably isn't, and our expected value increase is actually negative 18%. So what I am effectively saying is that as a player, when we talk about these reduced costs for things, we have to understand that the game is going through a very interesting time. And I will say, for those of you that do not purchase packs, for those of you who are free to play, I'm not trying to raise alarm bells, but I am telling you that anytime CG removes a gate from the game or alleviates a gate from the game, they're going to add a new gate to the game. We have seen them reduce Relic 1 through Relic 7 to be pretty damn easy for an end game or close to end game player. We are now seeing Zetas being reduced. We are now seeing Omegas being reduced. It's really just Relic 8 through 10 that players are having some difficulty with. We are seeing signal data being reduced, though I haven't reduced the valuations on that yet. I strongly suspect that we are going to be seeing either two new relic levels in the near future, relic 11 and 12, and that was my prediction for the end of this year, is that we end the year with relic 12, or we are going to see a new ability material coming to the game. Now, what exactly is that going to be? I don't know. I don't think, as some have suggested, that it'll be Omicron is active in all game modes, just because Omicrons very clearly are designed to not work together with just how insane they are. But I could see there being something like a Zeta Plus, which I don't know, we're calling it a Sigma or some bullshit like that, that increases like the basic ability on a character. I have no idea. But I do strongly suspect that CG is gearing up to give us a new monetization output with materials. Players at the end game are starting to get to the point where they don't really need anything and they are able to keep on up on their legacy rosters without having to worry very much at all. And while a lot of the monetization is happening in eras, and that's kind of where CG is focusing, I don't think that they are going to leave money there on the table. All of that is to say, if you are getting to this point in the video, is just be mindful of the packs that you are purchasing. Check on the valuations. My stuff is always available to you, right? It's freely available to you. Double check on packs that you have seen in the past to make sure that they are still worth it before you purchase them, and just make smart, informed decisions. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions, we have the Discord. I am Terminally online and always there. But with that said, peace out. Have a great rest of your day.